Vine stayed in hotel the whole day. A part of her was really excited for this date with Jungkook. As she sat in front of her mirror, getting ready, she wore a beautiful white dress that hugged her body perfectly. A diamond necklace and a beautiful bracelet adored her features, and her black hair added a halo of beauty. Her phone was turned off, not in the mood to receive calls from anyone. It was later in the evening, someone knocked at the door and informed her about Jungkook's arrival. She wondered whether the hotel service was so good or he was an undeniably powerful man. Looking at her one last time in the mirror, she left the hotel. Jungkook was waiting outside like the world class model on the red carpet. She wouldn't be surprised if she saw paparazzi hiding somewhere taking the pictures. She walked up to him as he took her hand like a gentleman and kissed the back of it. Jungkook, I'm glad to be the reason behind this glow. Wine blushed. The only times Jungkook saw her in the bridal dress or back in restaurant, she was forced, had a dull expression, and most likely wanted to run away. Wine. I hope it survives throughout the evening. Jungkook, that'll be on me, please. He opened the car door and she took a seat. Once the two reached the hotel, Wine believed she had the best date ever possible. It was a luxurious restaurant with an hourglass service. The man beside her looked like he was well respected everywhere she went. She truly wondered who he was. Wine, so, you never told me who you are except for your name. Jungkook put his utensils down after getting done with his meal and grabbed the wine glass, taking a sip. Jungkook, have you ever heard of the Jones family? Wine, the Mafia empire? He nodded and she waited for him to complete his sentence. But he never said anything, and it only hit her later when her eyes slightly widened up. Wine, John Jungkook, you're from that family? Jungkook, the here. I own it all. She gulped, wanting to throw chili sauce all over again, but this time on something called fate. For the first time, she finally had a nice date with a man who turns out to be a mafia. Not just anyone belonging to a mafia, but the actually owner of the most deadly empire. Wine, is that supposed to scare me? Jungkook, not you, senorita. Not you. She looked down, a sudden hesitation and confusion kicking in. Was this good? Was she supposed to continue it, knowing who he was, or where it would lead? Jungkook was quick to notice it, but he never panicked. Jungkook, how about I take you somewhere after the dinner? Wine, take me where? Jungkook, you look like you're suddenly scared of me. I told you, you don't have to be. He held her hand and kissed it. Wine, I have a huge problem, and it's called overthinking. And I watch a lot of movies, and it never turns out right. He chuckled. It was hot. She shook her head to get out of his hypnotic effect. Jungkook left her hand and leaned back against his seat. Jungkook, movies? Getting kidnapped? Human trafficking? Or maybe revenge? Ryan, do you think I really needed to bring you for a special dinner date? If I wanted those things? She sighed, and thinking about it, it was true. Why would he spend so much on her? First the hotel room, now this. She nodded, and the two left to his car. Jungkook brought Ryan to his mansion. It was a huge building, spreading everywhere from left to right, till where her vision allowed. It was something she only saw in movies. Never in her life she thought this level of wealth is possible. Jungkook, allow me. He extended his hand, which she took, and went inside with him. The exterior could never compare to the beauty it held inside. It was jaw dropping, and her eyes sparkled with all the lights. Jungkook showed her around the lounge, the hallways, paintings, indoor swimming pool, built in movie theater, and sauna. It had everything a man ever needed. Ryan, this place is awesome. They were now in a movie theater. The couches were so comfortable, she plopped down on them. The huge screen in front and the dark room gave away such amazing vibes. She knew if it was her home, she would never get out of this room. Jungkook, you can come here whenever you want. Ryan, what? She looked at him, taken aback. Jungkook walked towards her. Her heartbeat got fast again as he slowly stepped towards her. The sound of his each step drummed against her ears till he was standing in front of her. She fisted the couch when he leant down, placing his one knee on the couch beside her and one hand on the back of couch. He came to her face level. Jungkook, what I mean is simple. You can come here whenever you want. Ryan, why? She breathed out, leaning back a little till her head was against the couch. But it never stopped him from getting closer to her. Jungkook, because I want you here in front of me, in my home. Jungkook, because he grazed his knuckles against her cheek, because I want us to be together, to give it a chance, which I'm sure is going to succeed at every possible rate. Ryan, what if it doesn't? Jungkook, it will, Ryan. I'll make sure of it. He whispered, holding her chin in between his fingers. He grazed his thumb against her lower lip. He waited for her consent, and when it was given, he kissed her. Ryan held his shirt in her fist as he took the lead. He held the nape of her neck and pulled her closer. It was crazy how she thought a human can't be alive at the rate her heart was beating, or the way her insides turned on. It was no normal doing, and had to be the work of a devil. taking her in the palm of his hands and pleasing her in every way he wanted. Once he pulled back, he took a seat beside her and held her hand. Wine, it better work out, Jungkook. I don't have a good history with men, and I have no plans of getting a mafia on my wrong side. He chuckled and kissed her again. Jungkook, the first day I saw you, I wanted you to be mine. It all worked out well. Wine, and you have no dirty hand behind everything. Jungkook, there was no need for it. Thankfully, Sam was a jerk, and you were smart enough to run away. Wine, and you stood there outside my home like you had everything planned out. Jungkook, you could say that. She chuckled at his proud expressions, but you gotta give it to him. It worked after all. Wine, so I can use my cars now. I would like to shift somewhere since I can't go back home anymore. I have no plans, honestly. I'm tired, and I was planning to get out of there for so long, anyways. Jungkook, you can now. I know how to handle these people. And you need help shifting? You tell me. Wine, are you going to help me set the furniture? She chuckled. Jungkook, I can send people to do that while we go out to have some fun. She laughed and shook her head. It was a good start, and she really wished this time things would work out for her.